Swadika, and welcome to Be My Guest, the program which brings to you successful stories of entrepreneurs and organizations in both the domestic and international arenas. I'm Sarosha Ratanapian. The use of stem cell in medical industry is innovative and new in Thailand. However, there is a hospital that is King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital that has been established the Stem Cell Excellence Center to provide medical care to its patients. And the center is situated in the building which is called Phumi Siri Mangkalanusorn building, which is built to people from all walks of life. So in this episode of the program, we'll learn more about this center, Stem Cell Excellence Center. Welcome to the program, and right now I'm with Professor Dr. Sutipong Wacharasin, Director of King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. Swadika. And currently I'm sitting, and we are sitting in the new building of Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital.
Yes.
So could you introduce a bit about this building?
Right, actually this is a new building of King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, which we call Phumi Siri Mangkalanusorn building. This building we recruit almost inpatient of King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital to this building, as we call a one-stop service.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you clarify a bit about the stance or the position of this building?
Right. Actually, this building, compared to the previous medical treatment, if you look back in the past, some patients they need to get a treatment by walking from one building to another building, or some patients need to be carried from one building to another building to get a treatment or to get the investigation done. But the concept of this building is to bring everything come together, so all the inpatient can get the treatment and can get the investigation in this building as a one-stop service.
Okay, so this one-stop service building is for inpatient only?
Right, it's for just only for inpatient
Okay.
only, that's right.
Now what about for outpatients? So will they get any chance, to get services here from this building?
Right, for the outpatient, they get the treatment in another building, but if they need to be admitted, they need to move to this building.
Okay, so what are the advantages of one-stop service when every department and excellence center coming together?
Yeah, I think the main reason why it's a one-stop service because it's very convenient. You don't need to take time to carry the patient from one building to another building, and also the safety of the patient as well. If you carry the patient from one building to another building, you may get something between. So it's a convenience, safety, and very easy to get the treatment.
Okay, not only for patients but for doctors
For
as
the
well.
doctor as well.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And from the newly decorated things, okay, or interiors that we see now, many people might think that this is a private hospital. Right. So is it?
No, it's not a private hospital. I'm confirmed that this is a public hospital. This is a main public hospital for all patients, all national, especially for the Thai people. They can get the treatment here. Whatever, what occupation they are, where they come from, they get the treatment here.
So that means that will be the equality.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
to people from all walks of life. Now people have low income, so is there any program that they can, come for help?
Yes, I think we have many low-income people to come to get the treatment here. We have the health welfare services to help and to organize settle the finance problem with the low-income patient here.
Okay,
Yeah.
and regarding the existence of the innovation, I would say, or any I would say technology in this building. So what are they?
Right, there are many innovation and many new technology in this treatment. We have very high-tech operation theater. We have very high-tech of medical care. For example, we have robot to help to communicate with the patient, primary physicians here, and consultant if they stay outside the hospital.
Okay.
That means the patient can get treatment quickly and easily by using the robot.
Okay. Apart from the robot, is there any innovations using in this hospital?
Yeah, we also have innovation in terms of research. For example, we have the Stem Cell Excellence Center, and this is very hot topic or hot issue that many people are talking about. So we also have the research, and we believe that in the future, stem cell can answer some questions.
Okay. And as a medical doctor as well, so what are the advantages of the technology in research and also in treating people?
Right. Also, we have a lot of comprehensive medical treatment care. I would say that maybe one of the innovation to treat very complicated diseases with very specialized doctors here. By using some innovation, we have very sophisticated gastroenterology unit or gastroscope. The patient can get the treatment here to get the gastroscope here in this excellence center. Yeah.
Okay. So what are the advantages that or benefits that patients can have, through the innovation launch?
Right. I think the outcome of treatment by high technology is very important. You know that a lot of diseases now they have the high percentage of cure rate. I would say that the cure rate. So the high technology can cure some diseases, and also I think the lifelong they can live happily. For their life in terms of if they cure from the diseases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and for patients who are in different provinces, maybe in up country, so how can they, get treatment?
Yeah, they can
here?
get the treatment here. Every people, they come from to get the treatment here in this building.
Okay. And from your personal belief or personal perspectives, so do you think this building can elevate the quality of lives of people?
Yeah, I believe that the quality of treatment here can elevate the quality of life because if we can cure the diseases, we believe that all of these patients can survive and can have the, let's say, happily life at the rest of their life.
Okay, so and for a last question for this break, so is there any final note you want to say to our viewers?
Right. I stress that this hospital is a public non-organization hospital under the Thai Red Cross Society. So a lot of donation can help for the underserved patients or the low-income patients. All of the money can bring to this hospital, and we use this money to help the low-income people and to buy some sophisticated instrument or high technology instrument to help all patients, all Thai people here.
So you're free to make donations, through maybe the bank account of the Chulalongkorn, Memorial Hospital, which is occurring on the screen right now. But thank you very much for your time today. ขอบพระคุณค่ะ But for now, it's time for a short break. Right back, we learn more on the Excellence Program and also Excellence Center at this building. That is Stemcell Excellence Center. So we explore more on this newly topic and also in medical industry. So please stay tuned. Don't go away. And welcome back to the program. You're watching Be My Guest with me, Sarosha Ratanapian. And in this break, I'm with Assistant Professor Dr. Nipan Isara Senana Ayutthaya, the head of Clinical Excellence Center for Stem Cell and Cell Therapy. Sawadika. So when we talk about stem cell and also the Excellence Center for Stem Cell, so what stem cell is?
Okay, there's a lot of misunderstanding in the public. Stem cell actually means cells that can self-renew, mean they can divide indefinitely in the dish or in our body, and it also can generate many types of cells. But one thing that people misunderstand is that there are many types of stem cells as well. Like in the brain, they have a stem cell of the brain that will create the neuron in the brain. And in the bone marrow, we have another type of stem cells called blood stem cells, which will create white cell, white blood cells, red blood cell, platelet, something like this. So in our body, each organ may have their own stem cells, and it's required for maintain that organ into the perfect health. So when there is an injury, the stem cell will divide and create new cells in that organ, and that's the healing process of our body. But the thing is, when we're getting old, the stem cells may not work perfectly, and in some organ, stem cell does not exist in the body. They are just like stay there when we're still in the womb. We are still like in fetal stage. But once we become adult, like kidney, we cannot find stem cell in kidney anymore. So that is why some organ is so difficult to heal, like kidney, like brain or heart. And this
Okay.
is why we have the chronic disease. The thing is, in the last 10 years, we have advanced in our understanding of how we can isolate these types of cells and thinking about how we can reapply it into the human body and maybe eventually heal some incurable disease.
Okay.
Also, like one of the most exciting discovery in the last decade is that we now found specialized type of stem cells. One from the embryo, we call embryonic stem cell. These cells can like generate any type of tissue in the human body. So if you have specialized cells, neuron in your brain that die from Parkinson's disease, this cell can create neuron, but other types of stem cell cannot.
I see.
Okay, and just like 5 years ago, there's another Nobel Prize winning discovery, which means right now we can even create stem cell that like embryonic stem cell from any type of tissue in the human body, meaning we can take just 5 cc of blood and use that method in the laboratory for a month, and we can create cells that is your cells, because like we can make the normal cells of any patient into stem cell and propagate indefinitely in the dish.
Okay.
And this is like a important source for generate any type of cells that we can use for treatment.
Okay, so this has been the latest study on the stem cell. And from your opinion, so does it work?
What I say is just like they show a lot of huge potential that in the near future we can be able to use this for many type of disease. The technique that I just tell you about, we can change human cells into stem cells, just entered clinic 2 years ago. The first disease that they try is a retinal degeneration. It's a kind of blindness, disease that's caused blindness. Right now they just did 2 case study, but in the near future this disease is projected to be in the clinical trial for Parkinson's disease and in the diabetes very soon. So as you can imagine, in the near future we will have a lot of disease that this technique may be able to use.
Okay.
And that's just one thing. The other thing is like right now we can even do the genome editing in the cells. This technology just become available for medical community for the last 2 years. Now we can even like correct cells from patients who have a genetic disease and create the healthy cell from it and do the transplantation. So this is the reason why stem cells hold great promise for the future of medicine. Even we don't do use the stem cells, there are many types of cell-based therapy that's like using engineered or unengineered cells that enter the clinic right now, and some got very promising result. That's the main reason why as a hospital that's like required to Chulalongkorn Hospital was built to translate the latest technology in medical field, so the Thai patient can benefit from it. Realize that this is the technology that we really have to start developing here.
I see. Okay. So this is stem cell and also its potential. Okay, maybe not in only Thai market, but also in the world. Okay, market in medical industry as well.
Yes, we may not plan to sell it, you know, but like our aim as this hospital is belong to the Thai Red Cross. The aim is just like to be able to provide the Thai patient the advanced technology that available in the world, but also at the price that is affordable. So because all the technology I told you about will cost a lot. And for example, the cell-based therapy that FDA will approve this year, that's like it's called CAR T cell that can be used for leukemia. It will cost a patient $1 million per treatment. So it's our job to reduce the cost as well as develop technology. We just cannot buy it anymore. And it's the list of disease that benefit from this technology is building up. So or else We wouldn't be to do anything for this
So
patient.
it must be very, very expensive, okay,
Yeah.
treatment here,
Yeah.
okay. So the last question for this break is, when we talk about the Excellence Center for Stem Cell and Stem Cell Therapy, so what are the objectives of Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital?
Oh, of course, the most important part would be provide the technology treatment for the patient. When it's not become the standard therapy, we do the clinical trial and research on how to do that. And this is like the cost of treatment will be covered by our research grant. So the patient just like can be sure that they are protected and they don't have to pay. The aim would be eventually reduce the price, reduce the cost of making and like provide the service for the Thai patient. That's our priority aim. But we also like need to develop new treatment and that's like specific for Thai patient ourselves and also doing their product also is like one thing that stem cell research could lead to, like platelet, engineer platelet, engineer immune cells. All this can be the product that can be cells or used in the patient for some in the service. By providing this technology to produce this kind of medical product, we can reduce the cost and can use it for send it to other hospitals so they can benefit from the technology as well.
Okay. And that has been a wrap-up only, okay, for the Excellence program, okay, Excellence Center, okay, for stem cell and stem cell therapy. For now, it's time for a short break. We'll right back. We learn more on the highlights of this center and also why do we need this Excellence Center for stem cell and stem cell therapy. So please stay tuned. Don't go away from Be My Guest. And welcome back to the program. You're watching Be My Guest with me, Sarosha Ratanapian. And in the first break, okay, we learned about this hospital and also this building. In the second break, we learned about what stem cell is and also its uses. So in this break, we'll focus more on the Excellence Center on stem cell. So why do we need this center actually?
The thing is like stem cell is different from drug that you can just buy from the drug company because like cells, when you culture, they change the behavior. You need a scientist and a good laboratory equipment, the well-trained and new technology. Everything is required in order to produce cells for injection to the patient. So this is why we have to have the center for the training and prepare all the necessary equipment. And we develop each treatment and try like based on their scientific basis. So in the past, we developed it based on what disease is very likely to be benefit to the patient most. But in the future, we need this center to develop other treatment. That's just we just know that it should be available in the near future, but we cannot just use it right away. We have to develop and test it in ourselves first.
Okay, so what are the highlights of the center here?
Right. For example, we start from things that we predict it would be approved. So we start from the corneal epithelial stem cells. As you may not know that our cornea, we need to have a self-renew, or else we will lose their transparency and people cannot see, they become blind. When they have injury like acid exposure, the cornea will lose their transparency. So the new technology is that you can do the small resection of the cornea like 1 millimeter and they grow that piece which contains stem cells of the cornea into the whole cornea piece like 1 centimeter, something like that, and use that for transplantation instead of the real cornea that you get from the corpse or the donor. And these cells, once you transplant, it will continue generate new cells, even like after 10 years. And this technique, as we predict, last year, the European Union just approved this as a first stem cell therapy that become accepted in Europe other than hematopoietic stem cell transplant. So we made a good prediction and this technique we developed ourselves has been used in more than 50 patients with a good result. Now we are correcting the data, and hopefully in the near future, if we prove that this level of success sustained, we hope we can put in the health care of our country. So right now we develop our own technology of creating the limbal epithelial sheet, and we might be able to do the making as a product to send to other hospitals to use this for transplantation as well.
Okay.
And this is just the beginning, because this is like, we say this is the tissue that can reach the conclusion faster, because it's superficial, it's very easy, but we also develop more advanced technology, such as I mentioned earlier that right now it's possible to make a stem cell out of our own cells, like blood cells. We have a patient who has a genetic disease in the blood, and he doesn't have the matched bone marrow for transplant. So our program like make stem cell like called iPS from his blood and do the gene correction. So right now we have the gene correct stem cell from that patient, and we create the blood and the platelet in the dish right now. We are hoping that maybe in the near future we can use this technology into that patient. So the thing is, like, you need to understand that to create one specific cell type from stem cell actually use a lot of technology and time in the lab. So to reach that main achievement is one thing. It's one thing that we're very proud, and we see some good result in the animal. Just I mentioned these two diseases just to share, give you some idea of the spectrum of our disease. Basically, this center will develop any disease that's like have evidence suggests that stem cell therapy can be useful.
I
But
see.
depend on our resource and our timeline. But
Okay.
eventually, we hope we can provide most type of
Okay.
that have a scientific basis.
I see. Okay. So what are the differences, of this excellency program when you compare with other center?
Well, the thing is, like, in reality, stem cells that you can find in the clinic outside is not the real stem cells, because that, the Thai Medical Council actually said that stem cell treatment is they only allow for hematopoietic stem cells. And the whole scientific community, I mean like international scientific community, also say the same thing. Because what I say is just like, other than blood and cornea, other than that, right now it's in experimental stage. Some are not even like, that have been offered in the clinic has not even have a scientific basis on it. So, okay, we are different from the clinic like that. One thing that I would like to warn the audience is that clinic that sells, I would call dubious stem cell therapy, is around the world at this point. You may be surprised, but if you work in a stem cell, you will realize that there's a lot of clinics that you can find all around the world, even like in the USA. Right now, there's more than 200 clinics selling stem cells, and they are fighting with their regulator in their country. So it's our job for the scientists to warn the public that every country, the person who know about stem cell warn against it, that yes, it's going to be useful in the future, but what they are selling right now is not even stem cell,
I see.
and will cost you a lot of money and is unlikely to have any benefit.
I see. Okay. So the next question will be in the future plan. So what are the future goal or the of the excellence center here?
Okay, like I said, we try to incorporate more service with the time going. Like, we develop one disease at a time, but we hope to expand the service we have to include more disease. And sometimes what I would like to say is, like, some of the things that we can use stem cell research may not be a transplantation. One thing is like stem cell research can also use to culture cancer stem cells, which is maybe the cause of relapse in the patient. Why people, you may ask why some people, once they treat cancer, cancer just reappear. And this is the one of the field that we do, which means we isolate the cancer stem cell from the patient and try to predict what drug would be the best for the patient. This is also the part of our job. Our job is, to put it in summary, is like try to set up the advanced technology for medical treatment for any kind of service. That's like use our gene engineer stem cell culture technology for benefit of the patient. In the near future, there's a lot more therapy going to come out or get approved. One thing we realize is like the cost of it is going to be too much for the regular or even some millionaire to pay. It's our job to make sure that those type of treatment will become available in our country for the benefit of the patient. And this is not we're not doing for the profit. So stay tuned. The thing is, right now there's many conflict in the information. There's like many advertisement about stem cell treatment. I just want to warn that it could be real in the near future. But what they are doing right now is very dangerous and it's not based on scientific. That you can find it outside the research center or in the academic field.
Okay, and this has been the wrap up of the Excellence Center of Stem Cell and Stem Cell Therapy, and also be beware as well on the stem cells providers, outside the market, which is not, based on scientific evidences. And thank you very much for your time today. ขอบพระคุณค่ะ Stem cells have tremendous promise to help us understand the treatment, a range of diseases, injuries, and other health-related conditions. And it's claimed that that potential is evident in the use of blood stem cells to treat diseases of the blood, a therapy that has saved the lives of thousands of children with leukemia. And it can be seen in the use of stem cells for tissue grafts to treat diseases or injury to the bone, skin, and surface of the eye. Important clinical trials involving stem cells are underway for many other conditions, and researchers continue to explore new avenues using stem cells in medicine. So we will see more stem cell research and cure coming out from the Stem Cell Center of Excellence at King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. And that's all the time we have for Be My Guest this week. Thank you very much for watching us and tuning in. For more information, you can log on to thainews.prd.go.th/en. And I'm Sarosha Ratanapian. สวัสดีค่ะ